And I messed up a little bit because I thought I was recording and I wasn't. You know, fatigue sets in after a while. So let's go ahead and look at game that I played. And sometimes I'll play C3 just because, but you know, I'm just aiming for a London system. And I get, you know, a typical London system structure. And then I start playing for center control. And as soon as we get this structure, I'm already comfortable because I get this quite a lot in King's Indian style games. And I know I just want to maneuver a piece to d5 most of the time. So you're going to see maneuvers like knight c4 or knight e3, knight d5. So first, I look to play bishop g5 because maybe I want to clip on f6 at some point. And he's helping with my plan. I clip. And now at this point, I mean, the position's closed. So I'm just going to slowly improve, and I'm looking at potentially queen h6 ideas. White's position is very flexible. And I understand that when we get here, when I play queen c5, he's got a lot of weaknesses, and I don't really have any entry points in the position immediately. So now it's queen and bishop versus queen and knight. I got the double pawns, but I got an extra one. And now we get to this queen and pawn endgame. And the main thing with playing queen and pawn endgames, and this is really the important part, is if you can set up a scenario where you're not going to be checked and you can push the pawn home, that's it. And also in queen and pawn endgames, another one of those themes is whoever has the furthest past pawn is typically going to be better. So I put myself in a scenario where I can't be checked and I get a little space. So just watching the g5 square for later. Check, watching the pawn, which in turn watches g5, and I get another square. So I'm willing to give up the pawn because I have this. And you toy with the position some until you can get to square like that. Queen d8, queen f4, and h4 is not going to do it because the queen's covering h3. I only had a few seconds here, so my opponent tried to flag me. Nothing to it. Okay, so we're caught up, and we are now in the pool. Let's see if we can't finish this today. All right. Let's do this. Okay. Didn't expect that, honestly, so we'll just play solidly and see what the guy does. Okay. I mean, he's really contorting himself off of this H-pawn idea. Like, that seems really weak in the long term. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and maybe I've got some potential sacrifice ideas. And that's what he's doing. Let's go ahead and go with this. And at this point, he's just all out of sorts. So, threatening bishop g4. Now bishop on c3, I'm not too worried about. Not sure where my king's going to be safest, but I feel like that's an obligatory move. I just really want the g4 square for the knight, so we'll wait. Need to pick up the pace a little bit, time-wise. Should be fine. So I can just defend everything. No entry points into the position. Makes it difficult for his knight to move when he makes a move like bishop f3. Most of the time when you have the better position like this, like, you really only need to just slightly improve your position and your opponent will beat themselves for you, as he's doing right now. This looks pretty much over at this point. Let's go there. 21 seconds, wow. Time got away. Okay. Okay. So he went with g3 and then pre-moved h4. So normally I would play h5 here, but I pre-moved as well. and then he allowed for me to get the full center. So then, just compare white and black's position here. We've got ourselves a situation, if you play bishop takes h5, g4, and then he's got more than enough compensation for his ruined pawn structure. But black has 2 moves of development, and now white basically has none because he's sealed in his own bishop. Now, I'm looking at the fact that g3 is weak, so potential e4 pushes could be strong. So now I've got 3 pieces developed, and he's still pushing pawns. And after b4, now he's created a second weakness. So now e4 is devastating. The pawn structure is ruined, and then the rest of this, at this point, honestly, is a matter of technique. I'm up material, so I'm simply going to trade now. And I understand that this endgame poses absolutely no danger for me because his queen can't get in. The bishops mean little because there's no targets. It's not really open. And then when we get here, he has to drop another pawn. And this position was surprisingly resilient for him, but with the 2 passed pawns, I probably could have played better, but I was definitely down by 10 seconds on the clock, and, blitz is blitz. So, right here, if I just go king e6, he has absolutely no play. So all he can do is try to run blocker for my pawns, and his bishop's out of the game. So that would have been so much easier than what I did, but, blitz. All right, another one in the books.